my god!
Ah.
Whew. I just tugged at my needle. Holy shit.
But we made it.
By accident.
On the other side.
I didn't tug it out. I just like tugged it. And it moved. It was shocking. Was it the one in your port? Yes, my poor needle, bro.
Here come the lads.
It's my port needle, brave. You want to know what it looks like? I'll show you a picture. Hold up. If you want to know what it looks like this.
4, 1, 2, 5, 7. Whee.
This thing here gets inserted into a device inside my chest. And it stays there. That needle just stays there.
Connor said he's going to go back to the bottom and go up again if you... For $10, guys. Come on.
So that's what I got in me like right now. Sometimes they use something that looks like a butterfly needle, and sometimes the needle is hooked.
Using the mighty chins and the power.
So sometimes it looks a little different. Sometimes it looks kind of like...
Wait, my mash might be greater than Mr. Connor Dog's.
Sometimes it kind of looks like this. Sometimes it's hooked and it looks like this.
Come and mop up, boys. I'm
nice, sir. Holy shit. For the 50 get this. Look how. Sometimes it looks like this. Holy shit. What the heck? Thank you for the 50 gifted. But a lot of times it looks like this. But sometimes it's curved like this. That's what's inside of me right now. Every day. They put it in a device.
First time you caught one live, thank you very much.
That's in my chest.
I would cause it to donate, that's very kind.
Right under
guys,
the
hands
skin.
up if you're here for the first time.
Right there.
How many first
where the circle thing is.
Enjoyers are here.
They stick that needle in the circle. And then that circle is attached to a catheter that goes in through the big vein in my neck into my heart. And that's how I get my medicine. So they put that in your skin? Yeah, they put that in my skin.
Oh, there's quite a few first-time enjoyers.
Because I have this device under the skin, in my chest.
This is a fantastic event and fantastic to be a part of it.
My nurse comes and puts it in. You have a cool band-aid? Well, I'm assuming this band-aid is for either like a central line in the neck or I don't know why this picture has a band-aid there. I don't know why the picture has a band-aid because like when you get a port surgery, they make an incision like where the collarbone is. So if anything, the band-aid would be on the collarbone, not on the neck. But I'm assuming maybe they just had one there, bro. Maybe he hooked. Maybe he hooked. I think he might just be hooked. I think maybe he hooked. Well, you can get a line put in your neck. I know you can get a line put in your neck. You can get a central line put in your neck. That one really hurts. It's very uncomfortable. It's like normally reserved for like very big emergency, like emergency, bro.
420?
Emergency, we gotta get a line in there.
Don't tempt me with a
Why is there a bandit? I don't know! I don't know why he has a band-aid. He hurt. He hurt, okay? He hurt and he had a band-aid. I don't have one.
No.
Maybe it's fashion. Maybe it's his fashion. Maybe it's his fashion, bro. So then the other day, I was chilling in Michi's chat, right? And I was telling Michi, oh, because she was showing us like a necklace of blood, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can take blood out of my heart. So the port-a-caths, which is in your chest, right, and it's threaded into that big ass vein in your heart. You have to. I get blood draws from there, so like when people take my blood, they pull the heart blood out, and you see the heart blood coming out. Let me tell you something. Heart blood is very dark. It's scary to see heart blood the first time. When you see heart blood for the first time of your life, you're like, ugh, and you get like freaked out, right? It freaked me out the first time too. But I always have to check to see if I get blood return. So sometimes I pull the heart blood out, but I always put it back in. I put the heart blood back in. But I'm just checking to make sure it works, you know. When it doesn't work, that's when you have to go to the hospital or you gotta see a doctor. Because if you don't get blood out, then you gotta get fixed. You gotta go get it fixed, bro. Cause Because you gotta get blood returned, bro.
No. We have about 20 cases to
It's
go,
very
I guess.
dark. It's really
So an
dark. It's
hour
scary
each.
to look
They
at.
can't do it. They're poor.
It's scary to look at.
I knew it.
But once you get used to it, it's no big deal. It's no big deal,
Oh,
bro.
well.
It's no big deal. After you get used to it, it's like, oh yeah, gotta get blood.
Boy, take this.
Sometimes getting blood, sometimes like they're pulling blood out like every week, bro, because they gotta check your levels and like we gotta get your blood, and you're like, oh okay, well, just take my heart blood then, I guess. just take it directly from the source, man. Just tap it from the source, bro. How do ports get infected? They can get infected if you don't clean the area properly, or if you have you can develop a skin condition. It happened to me one time. I ended up getting a infection on one of my port areas because I don't know what happened. I just know that like it intermingled because I had a like a cellulitis slash like.
So I'm donating for me being a big baby.
I had some issues, okay? And then like the infection was like eating my skin, and I had like a hole like in my chest. It cleared up and it went away. I'm fine now, but it was really scary. But if you get a port infection, if you get an infection in your port line, that's not good because like the infection can go into your heart, and that's really scary.
Well, this is the perfect chatter.
Because if you get a heart infection, I don't think you ever want to get a heart infection because that's not. I think some people don't even think about the possibility that you can actually even get an infection in your heart. I think some people don't even realize that that's a thing that can happen.
Let's smash.
That's horrifying. Yeah, a lot of people don't think about that. They don't think about, oh, I can totally get an infection in my heart.
This is a pretty steep hill.
It's a thing that can happen. And then you probably wonder, you're probably like, how would it feel like to have a heart infection?
Look at this.
How do I know if I have one? These are easy fears. These are fears that everybody can get. But I assure you, it might not ever happen to you. How would I feel if I had a heart infection? You just feel like you will get maybe like chills. Your heart will be racing. You just feel like you could get a fever, or you can be like me and not get a fever because you have like immune problems, and when you have immune problems you don't really run fevers, so then it's kind of like you're just sitting there like, I wonder if I have an infection. Shrug shoulders. Shrug shoulders. I don't know. I don't think your heart can get an infection unless you said like with the quarter entrance directly in it. Actually, that's not true. When you get an infection in your body, did you know that infections can travel anywhere in your body? You can get an infection, it can move around. You can get a nut infection? I'm pretty, you know what? I think you can get an infection in your testicles. You can get a ball infection. Let's have a quick Google search. Testicle infection.